With the official release of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, a new generation of Samsung foldables has entered an increasingly competitive market. After almost a year of release, Google's Pixel Fold and OnePlus Open have established themselves as serious rivals to Samsung's well-known foldable phone. The competition to be named the best foldable smartphone will likely intensify when the Pixel 9 Pro Fold makes its debut at the Made by Google event next month. Because of this, Samsung has more pressure to improve the Galaxy Z Fold 6 than it would usually have to for a smartphone this popular. Has Samsung made any significant progress since the release of the Galaxy Z Fold 5 last year, one would wonder? That's a big request. Z Fold 5 was a good improvement in its own right. The Galaxy Z Fold 5 seemed more refined than ever thanks to its thinner, lighter form made possible by a new flex hinge. Additionally, Samsung resolved one of our main concerns by using software optimization to improve image quality over earlier versions. Has anything appreciably improved? We compare the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Galaxy Z Fold 5 to see what should change in light of the new information regarding Samsung's newest foldable smartphone. Samsung has been asking $1,799 for its flagship foldable since the Galaxy Z Fold 2's launch. That is the price that the Galaxy Z Fold 5 phone manufacturer was charging, but this has abruptly altered. A 256GB model of the Galaxy Z Fold 6 starts at $1,899, which is $100 more expensive than the model from the previous year. Samsung's foldable series underwent some major design changes with the release of the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Chief among these was the flex hinge, which allowed the phone to close entirely flat, doing away with the gap that previous folds had left. The Z Fold 5 felt more streamlined as a result of the redesign. Preliminary rumors about the Galaxy Z Fold 6 suggested more modifications, mostly pertaining to the device's outside screen. The aspect ratio of the cover display on the most recent Galaxy Z Fold is significantly less than that of earlier Z Fold models, particularly when contrasted to the larger Pixel Fold outer screen. Consequently, using the Samsung cover display for note-taking may feel constrained. Sadly, those rumors were not verified, and the Galaxy Z Fold 6 seems to be essentially the same as its predecessors. The phone's dimensions have changed slightly. When unfolded, it now measures 0.1 inch wider and 0.05 inch shorter. It is unlikely that most people will notice this adjustment because it is not very big. Nevertheless, compared to the Z Fold 5, the Z Fold 6 is now lighter and smaller. Compared to the Z Fold 5, which weighs 8.92 ounces, it weighs only 8.4 ounces and is 0.22 inches thinner when opened. The internal 7.6-inch foldable display on both phones has an adjustable refresh rate of 120 Hz. The cover display of the Z Fold 6 is 6.3 inches in diameter, 0.1 inch bigger than that of the Z Fold 5. The Z Fold 5's maximum brightness is 1750 nits, while the newest foldable has raised the peak brightness on both displays to 2600 nits. With the Z Fold 6, Samsung has prioritized durability. However, unlike the Galaxy S24 Ultra, this model does not feature titanium in the frame. Instead, the phone is made of armor aluminum, which is said to be 10% more durable than the Z Fold 5. Samsung has also added an extra protective layer to the screen, which, along with the new dual-rail hinge, increases shock resistance and reduces display wrinkles. The hinge is also claimed to be twice as sturdy as the flex hinge in the Z Fold 5, despite being thinner. Finally, the Z Fold 5 has IPX8 water resistance, which means it can withstand submersion in up to 1 meter of fresh water for 30 minutes. The Z Fold 6 increases that classification to IP48, indicating that it has the same level of water resistance and official protection against dust particles up to 1 millimeter in size. We saw an improvement in image quality between the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and the Galaxy Z Fold 5, even though Samsung did not update the camera hardware used in its foldable. Instead, we'd attribute the modifications to software tweaks that resulted in more vibrant hues and balanced images. We'd better hope that history repeats itself with the Galaxy Z Fold 6, as the phone features the same camera system as before, a 50MP main camera on the outside of the phone, accompanied by 12MP ultrawide and 10MP zoom lenses. Add an external 10MP selfie camera and a 4MP under-display camera, and you've pretty much got the setup for the Z Fold 6. Something has changed behind the scenes, with Samsung revealing that the ultrawide lens can now capture in 4K and 60 fps, with improved low-light performance. However, the hardware will remain virtually unchanged for another year. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 has a slightly different camera housing, with larger black rings around each lens. Will it make much of a difference? Although doubtful, it does help differentiate the two phones visually. We'll be testing the Galaxy Z Fold 6 camera soon. Once we have that, we will be able to compare the results from both phones, see if Samsung has made any significant gains in computational photography. When releasing a foldable phone, Samsung normally uses the best Qualcomm silicon available. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 powered the Galaxy Z Fold 5. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 uses the Galaxy-specific Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, which is the same chip seen in the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Before we can fairly compare the Z Fold 6 performance to that of the Z Fold 5, we'll need to test it thoroughly. However, given the fantastic results of our Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra benchmark testing earlier this year, the new foldable seems very promising. Both the Z Fold 6 and Z Fold 5 have 12 gigs of RAM and UFS 4.0 storage choices, which are quicker and more power efficient than the previous UFS 3.1 storage processors. However, the Z Fold 6 includes unique optimization for games that use the Vulkan API, resulting in a better and more immersive experience, supported by a vapor cooling chamber that is 1.6x larger than last year. Samsung kept the Galaxy Z Fold 5's battery at the same 4,400 mAh capacity as its predecessor. This year, the Z Fold 6 features the same battery capacity. Still, the Z Fold 5 outlasted the Galaxy Z Fold 4 by 1.5 hours in our battery test. We'll attribute this to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2's power management capabilities. Given that the Z Fold 6 has upgraded to the Gen 3 chipset, we expect the battery to last even longer, even if the capacity remains unchanged. The Z Fold 6 does not appear to have improved on the Z Fold 5's 25-watt charging speed, and we would have preferred to see the same 45-watt speeds as the Galaxy S24 Plus and Ultra. According to Samsung, this implies you can restore 50% charge in 30 minutes, which isn't very fast, but yet not extremely slow. With Samsung pushing Galaxy AI, it's no wonder that elements from this year's Galaxy S24 phones have made their way to the Z Fold 6. However, rather than simply replicating features that were already available on the Z Fold 5, with the One UI 6.1 upgrade, Samsung has improved on them. One of those enhancements is Interpreter mode, which uses both screens to display both sides of the conversation. So, while you see a real-time translation in English, the person you're chatting with will see it in their native language on the cover display. Live Translate will also be available on third-party call apps, allowing you to translate phone conversations in more places. Other new capabilities include Sketch to Image, which improves your doodles, Portrait Studio, which converts your selfies into one of 4 different art styles, Chat Assist, which drafts emails and conversations with contextual awareness, and Live Transcription, which is supported by Samsung Notes. The Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 will also have first access to the next set of Circle to Search features. While they will eventually be available on other Android phones, including the Z Fold 5, Z Fold 6 owners will have first access. The new features include the ability to scan QR codes, translate a whole screen, and solve math equations. Samsung will also extend the Galaxy S24's 7-year software and security support to the Galaxy Z Fold 6. The Galaxy Z Fold 5 will receive 4 years of Android updates and an additional 5 years of security support. It's understandable that the distinctions between the Z Fold 5 and the Z Fold 6 disappointed you. This is a somewhat incremental update, especially in terms of hardware, and it's past due that Samsung started to release more significant improvements for products like the camera. It can be tempting because of its enhanced durability and focus on software features, including Galaxy AI, mostly for anyone looking for their first foldable phone or those who own an earlier Galaxy Z Fold phone. There isn't much to entice Z Fold 5 owners to purchase a new phone. Furthermore, Samsung will probably need to improve even further in light of the heightened competition. What do you think about this competition between Fold 5 and Fold 6? Which phone are you more excited about? Let us know in the comments below. Then I will see you in my next video.